AITA for canceling a surprise trip after I was asked if I would be okay with my son's stepdad adopting him. Welcome to Am I the Asshole? Please view our voting guide here. And remember to use only one judgment in your comment. Op has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. Greater than my son's mom and stepdad asked me to let him adopt my son as a tri-parent. They mostly want to do it because they can't have kids. I said no and that I have to limit the time that they spend because it's getting odd. Help keep the sub engaging. Don't downvote assholes. Do upvote interesting posts. Click here for our rules. And click here for our FAQ. Subreddit announcements. Follow the link above to learn more. I am a bot. And this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit if you have any questions or concerns. Contest mode is 1.5 hours long on this post. NTA. This should have been a, "Hey, I'm interested in doing this and would like to see how you feel about it" conversation. Not a, "We made all the plans and are asking for you to sign off at the last minute" kind of thing. It's nice to have a step-parent that cares. It's understandable that a tri-parent adoption feels like encroaching, and also gives them 2/3 vote if any conflicts come up. If it was going to be a thing, they approached it in a terrible way, which isn't a great signal that they'd co-parent without leaving you out. NTA. This should have been discussed with you before even planning to talk to your 8-year-old child. How much involvement do you have with your child? What are the custody arrangements? Why were you not invited on his first camping trip? I did not even know that someone can adopt a child without both legal parents' consent. How does that even work? Is there a last name change? NTA. At all. My husband is amazing with my son. His stepson. But in no way would he ever ask that of my ex-husband. He respects that he's a bonus dad to my son, and even if my ex isn't the best person, he wouldn't try to force something like this. Yikes. Adoption is a thing if they want kids? NTA. It's great that Gary is involved, but he is becoming too involved and overstepping. You are correct. He needs a break from Matthew until he is able to remember his place. NTA. There is no F in all caps way that I would allow that. There is no F in all caps way that I would have to fight that man in court for custody of my child if something happened to X. There is no F in all caps way I wouldn't watch those two like a hawk. His lack of people able to have a child would not be my kid's problem. 1. Make sure they are not pressuring him. 2. If you can, have a consultation with your lawyer about that process. 3. If you have to, seek a right of first refusal. The question itself is weird. AITA for setting boundaries and not letting a homeless girl I just met a few weeks ago sleep at my house, who I have been letting shower, giving her clothes, money, and food. Welcome to Am I the Asshole? Please view our voting guide here. And remember to use only one judgment in your comment. Op has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. Greater than I did not allow a homeless girl I recently met stay the night at my house and she has nowhere else to go. This is an asshole move because she will likely have to sleep on the ground outside or in an abandoned house, in the cold, instead of on my warm, comfy couch. Help keep the sub engaging. Don't downvote assholes. Do upvote interesting posts. Click here for our rules. And click here for our FAQ. Subreddit announcements. Follow the link above to learn more. I am a bot. And this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit if you have any questions or concerns. Contest mode is 1.5 hours long on this post. NTA. I do social work for a living. I work with the unhoused population. One of my participants has been getting arrested for crimes relating to poverty since 1986. Multiple arrests a year for being homeless and having mental health issues. I adore her and do whatever I can to support her when she's wanting support, but that's about all I can do. She's been blacklisted from every shelter and program in the city for being mean as shit to people. And she's fucking mean to everyone but me and one coworker. And I think she only likes us cause we buy her cigs and wings and just hang out and help her get an ID or deposit her social security check. Every time she declines help with housing I feel like a monster. All I want is to help her get housing, but she has a lifetime of believing that the help isn't gonna really help. And I don't blame her for believing that or behaving in a way that is baffling to me. I keep trying to make my case and connect with her, but there's only so much I can do. Most of participants in my sub-program have such high degrees of trauma and neglect that I really don't know how healthy a relationship they will ever be able to have outside of someone like me. But goddammit, I'm gonna try my best still. You are NTA. And I applaud you for helping someone who never gets a chance to be human be human. You are a wonderful person. Don't light yourself on fire to keep her warm, but do try and remain compassionate. Also, just be honest with her about your boundaries and the reasoning. Sugarcoating is the enemy. If someone can navigate homelessness and remain a person, that person is fucking smart on some level. And you shouldn't try and coddle them. Just acknowledge and verbalize the elephant in the room in the most compassionate way you can, and the impact that you will have will astound you. As someone who used to be homeless, sleeping in abandoned houses, no clothes, no phone, no money, etc., you are ***NTA. What you've already done is incredibly generous. If she explicitly asked to stay at your house, I'd be a little wary moving forward. Keep those boundaries. You are right to not trust her fully, especially if no family or friends take her in. It's very possible she is on drugs. If that were the case, she still deserves help and housing. But you're not responsible for that. If you live in a decent enough sized city, there are probably a fair amount of resources for her. It's not always an easy process, but it's possible. In my experience of homelessness, I was strung out, so drugs came before the time and effort it took to utilize those resources. Of course, she may just be down on her luck, running from an abusive situation, or facing other mental health struggles. Regardless, you're still ***NTA**. I'll conclude by saying that when I was homeless, I was not always very appreciative of such acts of kindness, because I was on drugs and in a constant state of extreme self-pity. But I remember such acts today, several years sober and with stable housing, and I'm incredibly grateful. You've already done far more than the average person does, treating her as a human rather than a feral animal. Keep your boundaries, and if you see her again and she asks to stay, point her to some local resources, shelters, outreach centers. NTA, you were generous enough to give her many necessity. And you are right about not trusting her. If you do not know her, you can't trust her in your home. It's unfortunate that she has to sleep in an abandoned house for a night, but as you said, you could have at least had a friend to let stay one night. Maybe she does not have family, or her family is abusive, but she could have at least a friend. It's alright to feel guilty, but your safety is your priority. Unfortunately, she recently got kicked out of the shelter she was staying in for getting into a fight with another girl. So she is homeless. There is this part where she fought another girl. Was she the guilty one in the fight? She could also be violent as well. She's involved with a drug dealer, is getting kicked out of places, and is making bad choices. You don't want her casing your place. NTA. You can feel sad for her, but you have to protect yourself first. If she got kicked out of a shelter for violence, you know she's not someone you want to live with. AITA for giving my sister 30 days notice per the rental agreement she gave me. Me, welcome to R, Am I the Asshole? Please view our voting guide here. And remember to use only one judgment in your comment. Op has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. Greater than I feel like maybe I did it all too soon by immediately signing a lease for another house before talking to her more about it. Help keep the sub engaging. Don't downvote assholes. Do upvote interesting posts. Click here for our rules. And click here for our FAQ. Subreddit announcements. Follow the link above to learn more. I am a bot. And this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit if you have any questions or concerns. Contest mode is 1.5 hours long on this post. If you never committed to moving with her next year, and you also let her know you were looking for something local, then you've done nothing wrong. Sis assumed you'd move with her, but had no regard for the travel and traffic you'd take on by doing so. In that you provided 30 days notice and aren't stiffing her on the rent. You're solid. NTA. Your sister is losing some extra income and is pissed about that. You're not even a consideration for her. NTA. Your sister had a very specific idea about what she planned to do and expected that you would do it. She didn't want to hear you when you told her something that challenged her narrative, and now she's angry because she has to figure out something else. It's also possible she's upset that she won't be able to see you as often. You gave her plenty of notice. She's just pissed she'll need to find new tenants. I'm sure you and your friend were convenient and not much work on her end. NTA. When you said your sister wants to move her boyfriend, I assume you mean they're moving in together and not near each other? If that's the case, then why is she accusing you of screwing her over by making her pay bills on her own while her boyfriend gets to live in the same household with zero responsibilities? Even if it's just the two of you, he's going to be round a lot more like overnights. Eating the food, using the water and electric that you pay 50% for. It's not gonna affect your sister that much because, like you said, she earns a lot more than you, plus she'll probably be at his place as well, eating his food and using his water, electric. Fair's fair, right? While you get screwed over. That's unless you both have your own space in the fridge, freezer, and you don't touch each other's food. If you manage to find a place close to your work and also to split the bills with a friend, then why not? You don't have to worry about feeding someone else's boyfriend on your dime. AITA for not reacting properly to my friend group's surprise Airbnb booking. Welcome to R, Am I the Asshole? Please view our voting guide here. And remember to use only one judgment in your comment. Op has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. Greater than what action I took. We reacted negatively to our friend's decision to surprise us with a house for our secret Santa event. Why that action might make me an asshole. We knew they got a house, but pretended like we didn't know and got mad at them when they revealed it after weeks of being kept in secret. Help keep the sub engaging. Don't downvote assholes. Do upvote interesting posts. Click here for our rules. And click here for our FAQ. Subreddit announcements. Follow the link above to learn more. I am a bot. And this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit if you have any questions or concerns. Contest mode is 1.5 hours long on this post. NTA. This is weird AF info greater than the planner had recently purchased a house where everyone in group B would be moving in WH. Why? Are you guys like YouTube influencers or something? NTA. It's weird that this was a secret. Presumably, if Group A had simply been told Group B's plan from the beginning, there would be no issue. Anyone in Group B could have come forward and said, "Hey, We're all going in on a house together, so finances are tight. But there's plenty of space, so we're happy to host and save everyone the extra cost this year. Easy grown-up discussion. If you all want to stay friends, I'd try to discuss why it felt uncomfortable, but otherwise chalk it up to poor communication on their part and move on. NTA refusing to answer reasonable questions and lying about it makes this guy and his group the Oz. It's a really weird thing to try and surprise people over too. NTA. The lack of communication and transparency when directly requested is total BS. Their name-calling was projection of their own actions here. While it would have been fun to surprise people with, "So, we bought a house. And we want to host." Them doubling down on radio silence here was the move. I'd speak with the remainder of Group A and find a way to make a joint statement that addresses the secrecy and lies about how they handled what should have otherwise been something to celebrate. This is a very confusing story.